This episode is brought to you by the spring cleaning champions of the world, baby! Manscaped. This season, make sure to groom your carpets and the drapes with the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Clear out that winter bush with Manscaped's all-new Lawnmower 5.0 and watch your confidence bloom like the springtime flowers, baby. Embrace the season. Enjoy the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with their special offer. Go to manscaped.com right now and use promo code FRATCHAT for 20% off plus free shipping. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code FRATCHAT. Oh, yeah. And we are recording, Mr. Mo. And I don't know you were bringing Ron back on the show.
Oh, I have a special place in the pit of my dick for Ron. I love him.
It's about the same size, same width.
Maybe
They're both wearing a bow tie. Oh no, it's a hat. It's a hat. Okay.
It's a heart.
Oh,
says, I love
you.
I love stuffed animals. The best way to my heart is a stuffed animal. Just anything I can hump it at night, you know?
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I just like things that are squishy. Like titties. We're gonna talk about them later today.
That's true. Who doesn't love a good pair of titties? That's why maybe if I was gay, I'd be. If I was gay, maybe I'd be into fat guys because I don't know that I could let go of titties. You know what I mean?
You know. I will say that listening to you and Ron talk about burgers made me awfully hungry.
I thought it made you think about titties.
Made me think about titties.
Because if you eat all those burgers, you're gonna have some titties, people. Let me just tell you. That's why this podcast is now sponsored by MoveX, the titty firm.
Get on your knees with them double D's.
Yes, sir. Let me tell you, you never want to be the guy with titties. It's just not something you want to be. People will poke fun of them titties. So do some push-ups, boys. Yeah. People are cruel. It's a cruel, cruel world out there for men with titties. So anyways, we're going to do this in 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge.
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like 3 things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. Now back together for the first time in 2 weeks. Yay, it's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris Moore. Let's go, Mr. Mo.
Oh, hey, what's up, man? I'm happy to be back. I'm on this coast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm up on sleep.
That's right.
Now,
I noticed. Up. I can imagine. You said we're talking off air. You were in beautiful California, which we discussed on the pod, but you were also in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, actually, I think Austin's more beautiful because in Santa Monica it was kind of cold and like rainy, and it gets really chilly at night. And I was, my hotel was really close to Santa Monica Pier, and there were a lot of like very angry bums.
Oh, really?
A lot, yeah. And I was like, I don't really feel safe walking down the strip. I'm gonna get an Uber to go down the strip.
I wonder. Actually, Santa Monica did have its share of scary hobos. California did, but depending on where you were, there were the different kinds of hobos. Like some beaches had more like beach bum hobos, which are nice hobos. You know what I mean? You're not worried about them. They're just out there. They sleep out in the fucking beach. They make do with their own, what they have. But they're somehow fancy enough to get themselves like, you know, like lunch wraps and, you know, like Malibu. You're even better than a New York hobo. But then you go to like like Skid Row. It's just like they have like their own language. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And they were fighting each other, and some of them just walk out in the middle of traffic without a care in the world with their
They don't
cars.
give a fuck. Because I mean, to be fair, it's like, what do you got to lose, dude? If you live out in Skid Row, life isn't doing you good, Now, how do you feel about this? Ron DeSantis in Florida actually just passed a law basically making it illegal for hobos to sleep out in public. Now there's going to be designated homeless areas, and that's the only place where legally they'll be allowed to sleep.
I mean, my heart goes out to anyone who's down on finances, like, what are you supposed to do? I wish we had better programs. I
That's
wish
the thing. Boom. No, keep going. So I was agreeing. I was agreeing. It was like a boom.
I just wish that they had alternatives in place and other programs and like they should have like finance rehabilitative programs, like here's a loan. If you can walk me through a plan of action, we'll give you some money and we're gonna get you on your feet again. Like it's just something. I don't know.
Especially because there are, if you can check on your small towns, folks, these resources exist to very small degrees where you can go and get financial help. As far as them like trying to give you a plan of action to how to get yourself out of poverty, the thing is they're not funded, so they can't actually give you a small business loan or anything like that. That's like Simo's talking about, and that's exactly what Mr. DeSantis doesn't address on his bill either. He just basically criminalizes being poor and homeless without actually doing anything to help. No more money and better shelters, more shelters, better, like food in the shelters, things like that. No money towards mental health, which, some of those people out there, especially you talking about Skid Row, those crazy ones that, to be honest, it's funny to make fun of, but they're living in horrible mental situations. Those people need mental health. It's not just it's not, the answer isn't throw them in jail and point at them and make say it's a bad thing. Because here's the thing: anybody can fall in a bad financial situation in this country. We've proven that with every goddamn financial debacle that there has been since we've been born. You know what I mean? It's like every 5 years something else happens. So as millennials, we lived through a lot of bad financial waves, and we just got out of one with COVID. So literally anybody can be homeless at any given time.
Totally. Absolutely.
Not fucking throw them in jail.
And anyone can have a genetic because a lot of mental illness is genetic. Anyone can have a poor genetic makeup that will see itself to the surface the early 20s, and then what do? You know what I mean? Like, it's just scary. I just feel bad. There's a lot of schizophrenic action out there in Santa Monica, I'll tell you.
I was gonna say schizophrenia is a bitch, dude, and it's like if you don't have the resources to deal with it, you're literally in an alternate reality. It's like, what do you do? So yeah, you need to address the root and not just pass some bill like that where it's like, oh look, I'm cleaning up the hobos. Where they're in jail. That's the last thing that fucking needs, because now you're just popularizing the jail business model. It's I don't know. Anywho, this wasn't even scheduled talk of the show. It just came up.
Well,
that means we're
I'll
grown
change
up, you
the
guys.
topic. I posted a picture on my story yesterday of me working out, and a lot of people have commented and they said that I look healthy. And I never thought that I looked unhealthy before. But
they're calling you fat.
Yeah, because when I say someone looks healthy, that's not a nice way of saying they look a little chunky. I'm like, oh,
Let me
they're
tell you
getting
something.
healthy.
I grew up overweight. You know how many times I've been called healthy in my life?
Oh, we got a healthy child. Yes. So
someone's been eating their vegetables. Ooh. You look so big and strong and healthy.
So I
And
was
me
like
like the fucking Hercules
mortified.
kid and the Nutty Professor. Hercules.
Oh, and he died because he was too healthy.
Damn. Those healthy diabetes.
I know. Ugh.
Diabetes is like cholesterol, right? There's the good kind, there's the bad kind. You know, everybody knows that. Write that down. Oh God, please don't write that down. Though if you take health advice from this show, you kind of deserve to die. So that's on you.
While I was in Santa Monica, I had lots of salads. I didn't drink a lot of beer.
Oh yeah, what
I
are their
was
names? Roy, Steve.
yeah. I I had lots of salads. I was eating very healthy, like salads and salmon and salad and chicken and salad and whatever. So I
People eat really healthy there, though. I have to say, when I was there, I was also eating like good healthy
a
as
couple
well.
places though, like I wanted to get pasta, but they're like, "Don't worry, it's gluten free." I'm like, "Gross! I don't want gluten free." Well, then just give me a fucking salad. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I was eating healthy. I wasn't drinking much. No, actually, I drank a bit, but I wasn't drinking beer. And then I was doing intermittent fasting. So I was eating only during like 6 to 8 hours a day.
right.
I
What
should.
was your time?
So we would eat lunch around like 2, and then we eat
Okay.
dinner around like 7.
Now here's a question for you, especially since you were doing that while also on a different time zone for you. Would the time change fuck you over? Like, would you start starving?
I feel like it did. But I guess my point is, I come back to New York and I weigh myself, and I gain 5 pounds. The fuck?
Oh.
I think I've been doing all
Well,
the right
at the
things.
same time, you just traveled, and when you fly, there's a poundage that you build in. You got to take, and it comes in a couple of days after, so maybe it hasn't hit you yet. There's that big post travel poop that comes in, where you just lose all that shit. But the first couple of weeks after flying, you're a little heavier, so weigh yourself again in like a week. I'm
Well, I've
telling
been
you, I
doing
think
so
you're
much
like,
cardio, I've been doing all the right things. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, am
well,
I
you could
drinking
be
too much
putting muscle
water?
back on though, especially
Hmm?
you could also be putting on muscle back on though.
I mean, who
So that could be
knows? But I was very disappointed, and so I've been googling liposuction. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna get rid of this fat once and for all.
one way or another. Oh man, just gotta suck it out sometimes.
Yeah, just suck it out.
Works for the fat, works for Uncle Steve. Oh yeah. Anyways, Mr. Mao, it's time for a fun little segment that I couldn't do with Ron because just looking at Ron's face just makes me want to slap him sometimes, so I don't want to get passive aggressive with it. So I feel this is the me and you thing. And it's comedians being passive aggressive for 60 seconds. Let me get my trusty timer ready. Oh, come on, there it is. Beautiful. Make sure there's sound. Here, I'm gonna play the sound. Let me make sure that you can hear it. Could you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. Ding.
Beautiful. All right. I'm gonna do this in a 3, not 2, a 1. And we're going, Mr. Mao. Wow. You look so healthy. Really.
You are such an ass.
It's just so healthy. What? I'm just telling you, you look healthy as hell. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. You pop on the pod right there with your little bear.
I don't know how to respond to this. Coming from Mr. I spent a lifetime being healthy.
To be fair, that's how people remember you. You know what I mean? It's like that really, oh my God, look at that really healthy guy. I treated that guy. He's still alive. So, that's how doctors get promotions.
Did you embark on a comedy career because you were tired of being the fat one, so you wanted to be the funny one,
Whoa, 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 whoa! It was the
the
healthy
healthy
one.
one?
Just you're the healthy one now, so you better understand the rules.
Is that a whole minute?
Wow. at least Simo gets it now. Hashtag the healthy one. Give us a follow on all social channels.
Let me tell you, I would love to be the funny one. I love to be the pretty one. I love to be the smart one. That's never gonna happen. But the
So
healthy one, ooh,
that's your ticket.
that's the ticket.
There's a great Simpsons episode, actually. This is way before work from home was a thing, which just goes to show that they're ahead of their time. Where Homer wants to work from home and figures out that the only way to do it is to get a disability. And one of them being, if you weigh over 300 pounds, you could make yourself legally disabled and not have to go to work. So he
That's a
embarks
healthy
on the
goal.
greatest weight gain journey in the history of time. And Simo, this could be you.
It could be me.
This could be you.
My whole family is pretty overweight, with the exception of my mom and my sister. So like my cousins and my aunts and uncles have all been known to struggle with their weight. So I feel like it's a family curse on both sides of my family.
Now, you and your mom look exactly the same, so there's no way you can doubt that those genes are on the side. What do the milkman look like? Hmm?
The milkman?
No, but your mom's pretty skinny. Did she just get to skip a generation and you got her genes? Because she looks pretty.
You know, my grandma was a model, my mom was a model, and so I think that they probably adopted some very unhealthy model techniques. There might have been a little bit of puking back in the day. Who knows?
Let me tell you, Simo's mom looks great in a low top.
My mom, she actually, in the last 10 years, she had like a back injury and she couldn't work out anymore, and she's like, fuck it. So she's just been, I mean, she keeps active, but she's not doing like her crazy like she used to use like her butt master and thigh master and,
oh yeah, dude.
you know, she
My mom
did her
had one of
Jane
those.
Fonda videos, but now she doesn't
The
do it anymore.
90s
And
fads, man, were nuts.
and this might sound creepy to say about your mom, but my mom was always flat chested when I grew up. But now that she's put on a little bit of weight, she has boobs for the first time and she's loving it. She refers to them as her new titties.
Oh.
Which people misconstrue as like store bought. But no, they're hers and they're perky. Good for her. Go ahead, girl. She's 67 with like
let me tell you, the people on the internet are very happy about Mama. Between that and the poop in a bag story, we have all kinds of kinks covered here in the Frat Chat Podcast. So give us a follow on all social channels at Frat Chat Podcast.
Now, let me ask you, what is going on with your finger? It looks like you have a little finger puppet.
This is from Stella's toy, and I'm so embarrassed you noticed, but it fits. I just noticed it fits perfectly in my index finger, and literally while we've been talking, I've been like, "Hello," in my head, like a fucking idiot. That's what happens when you smoke before the show.
I love it. I need to go pick up a pre-roll. I haven't been smoking. I haven't smoked in over a week, and it's killing me because I was like, I don't want to smoke weed because I eat too much. Now I'm gaining weight regardless. I'm like, why would I take away the thing that really brings me joy?
Oh, well, that could actually be contributing. Sometimes when you stop smoking, you actually gain a little bit of weight in the short term because your metabolism changes a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so impatient. I don't know what to do with my life.
It's crazy. It's like people who smoke cigarettes too. Like nicotine definitely changes your metabolism a lot. So people who quit smoking cigarettes tend to gain a lot of weight at first. And then they also replace it with food, which is not good. You know, that's usually an oral fixation, as they call it. Seymour replaced him with wieners, and that's why he stays so skinny. But, you know.
Wait.
Then he got married, and now he's the healthy one.
Who?
Don't worry about it. Anyways.
Oh my God.
I have a story for you, Mr. Mo.
Okay.
That we'll run through real quick because we got to get to our topic of the day. Thanks to bbcnews.com. We fucking love you guys.
Oh yeah, Simo.
And
BigBlackCock.com. I'm familiar.
The best place to get all the news. Who knew, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, apparently, an annual report was published on International Happiness Day this past week of March 20th, naming the top 5 and top 10 happiest countries in the world, you guys. And as you can imagine, the U.S. is nowhere near that. We are not nowhere close. We're beat. Nowhere near on the list. But on the top 5 happiest places to live, they noted Finland as the happiest place to live, followed by Denmark, then Iceland, then Sweden, and this next one is a little shocking considering world events, Israel.
What?
So, yeah.
Let me tell you where I don't want to go visit ever. Israel. Because when you go to Israel, I have family that goes there regularly, and you go to a hotel. They're like, okay, so we're gonna give you a quick tour of the hotel. You have your lobby, you've got your fitness center. This is our event space, and let me show you our bomb.
Yeah, bomb
room.
shelter.
Our bomb shelter, just in case things were to go awry.
Yeah, no, I don't know how. To be honest, I don't know how that happened. And no, this is not even us making it. We have a couple of Israeli comedian friends on our list of friends, and they all have a lot of material about how about Israel, and so we kind of know what's up. I'm Venezuelan. I know what's up. You love your country, but you know that there's things wrong with it. You know, we make fun of America. Yeah, I think Israel definitely paid someone to get on this list because one of these things is not like the others. Notice Finland, Denmark, Iceland, and Sweden are kind of like the exact same country. You know what I mean? You literally just need Norway in there somehow instead of Israel. I think Israel definitely like beat them up or something. Norway, the ambassador of Norway was going down some alley, and then Israel was like, "Hey, psst. Check it out. I found a pot of gold." Like, what? No way. And then they came in and just choked him out. Like, go to sleep. Go to sleep. And then Israel showed up to the coronation. But then there's also the top 5 happiest places to live for people under 30s. And Lithuania is number 1. Israel, again, number 2.
Doesn't Lithuania sound like batteries?
It does. Like lithium.
Yeah.
And then you got Serbia number 3, Iceland at number 4, and Denmark at number 5. And then they also had the top 5 happiest places to live for people over 60s. And here you go. This is where I thought the 5 happiest places would be. Denmark is number 1. Yeah, Florida. Finland is number 2. Norway is number 3. Sweden is number 4. And Iceland is number 5, which really does sound like we're old white people go to just be background in
these countries are incredibly white.
Very white. They have a lot of money too.
Which to me, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I appreciate diversity, so I just it just seems a little creepy to me. So you have these like really whitewashed countries, and they're all really cold. So I can't imagine being happy knowing that you're never gonna have a summer month.
Well, they're like ski resorts cold, you know. So they're just touristy and they're very clean, and they have great health care. They're not as big as like the other metropolises in the world, so the crime isn't too bad. I mean, they do take care of their own pretty nicely. I would live there. And I don't think they would discriminate against me either. It's not like, like you go to some places, even in America, where I'm like, I'm good. So, I get it. They're, and they don't have their dark past either. Like nothing happened in Norway or Finland,
except for
Denmark.
Vikings.
Yeah, that's true. The Vikings were pretty badass, but I think they got it all out of them.
There were Christian Vikings and pagan Vikings, and they didn't get along.
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure those Christian ones were all just blabbering on about Jesus. That's what happens. You bring in Christianity into it, then they get fucking preachy and take you over, and then I'm just gonna take over your land, but only to teach you about Jesus. Yeah. But I gotta kill everybody who doesn't want to learn about him.
And then they bring in Maury, and he says,
"That's
the
right.
results are in. Joseph, you are not the father." What?
It's like, see ya, bitch. Notice Joseph isn't really around after a few chapters. So what happened? Maury.
I want to know if Mary was a virgin. Did that mean that Joseph was a virgin too? Does that mean that Joseph was married to a woman who never put out? Joseph.
Well,
poor
it depends.
thing.
Do goats count?
Oh God, those poor goats. I just feel so bad for Joseph.
He's got a lot of practice and shut out back. There's always a builder, you know what I mean? But he had the work shed out back. He was always, yeah.
Yikes. Man.
He was ready.
Like, Joseph, how do you say I love you? Okay. You need help.
Said I love you last night. Oh, man. But anyways, for the top 5 happiest places to live on all those categories, enjoy being fucking nerds.
Yeah, I gotta go to Austin. You know what? I kind of am in love with Austin.
Crack in Detroit. Yeah.
I was in Austin for a couple of days. I did a training with my company, and they had to listen to me talk for 8 hours. Can you imagine listening to his voice for 8 hours? Can you imagine, listeners, listening to 8 hours worth of material to hear this voice? And people were looking forward to it. I'm like, wow, there's some kind of crazy.
This is talking about the eye care industry, right?
Yeah.
Which just sounds so fun, and exciting.
A lot of eyeballs.
Yeah. Woo! Just had to be there, guys.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, a lot of eyeballs. Just watching Simo up there, just being so healthy. Anyways,
I look like this. Look how fat I am.
So that's actually what you look like if you moved to Denmark, right there. Just get even wider and healthier, much healthier. But anyways, Mr. Mo, it's time to get to it because it's gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be an exciting topic here at the Frat Chat Podcast. In fact, one, depending on what we're talking about, might make you feel a certain way. Oh yeah, because we're gonna talk about celebs, and celebs usually like to hit the red carpet or the stage, looking fly, looking good, looking out there to the tens, baby. But things happen, such as life. Murphy's Law is a thing where sometimes things don't go to plan, and celebs end up showing a little more than they wanted to bear. Oh yeah. So we're going to talk about our top 10 steamiest, juiciest, funniest, almost there wardrobe malfunctions here at the Frat Chat Podcast. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some titties dangling. Let me just put it out there.
Yeah,
or some nutties. That's right.
Get on your knees.
Maybe one day I'll be famous enough to make this list.
know, my pecs are starting to sag a bit, guys. Oh my god.
You
I
gotta
throw
watch
these
out.
puppies over my shoulder.
You can use them as a neck pillow on the plane. Just lean back. It's perfect. It is perfect. Well, Mr. Mel, we're here, and I feel like I've been yammering on for a while. So, how about you get us started?
Well, I'm gonna start with a recent one, which isn't that huge of a deal to me, but it was just so recent, and I thought it was just kind of funny. So at the Oscars just recently, Emma Stone's dress ripped. Now she was wearing a really tight like seafoam green dress by who was it by? Mm, I forget, but it doesn't matter. Uh, this dress had a zipper in the back, and when she found that she won the Oscar, she jumped up and was hugging people, and you can see the zipper break in the process, and then you see her approaching the stairs, and she's touching her back and feeling what it's like she's noticing like her biggest nightmare, and she's touching it, and then she turns to people standing on stage, and she's like, my dress ripped. And so she when she accepts her award, she says, thank you so much, my dress ripped. And then when she goes to leave, she says, don't look at my tear. But it kind of took over her moment. I felt bad about it, but I just thought it was kind of funny. So that one isn't that
I
much
have to
that
say,
revealing, but she handled it well. But it did kind
yeah,
of like take the fun away from her immense win.
in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I don't think she actually thought she was going to win. Because when you go up, the way she did her speech, she was like kind of shocked looking and like didn't really. Who do I thank? What do I gotta get? Oh wait, I gotta get these people out. Oh, and my dress ripped, and there was like so much going on. She then went to blame it on Ryan Gosling. She said that when he was doing his "I'm just Ken" thing, and she hugged him, that's when the rip started. Then it just completely ended up tearing. But I think that she was so shocked too that like everything, all these emotions were going through her head all at the same time that they all just kind of like came out of her, and in a beautiful, weird mouth diarrhea, which I love her for. And I don't know, I have a thing for her, so you
Yeah, do you?
know, she is one of a short list of redheads that makes my thing a ling.
Am
And
I at the
maybe we
top
should
of your
make.
list? I've been looking a little ginger lately.
Well, you used to be, but now you're just so healthy that I just don't think it'd be that way anymore.
Yeah, I'm getting healthy, man. Oh, I'm gonna go to the gym when we get off this call.
Yeah, I gotta go too, and I'm not looking forward to it. After being sick like the last week and a half, I'm like, ugh, I gotta get a pump in, and it's gonna be painful,
Pump
but
and dump.
it has to be done. So yeah, that is a good one to start us off with.
I still
And
understand why all of these like high-end garments have so many problems. Like for men's pants, like our zipper is reinforced by an inner button. You button to make sure that your
yeah,
fabric pulls over enough, and then you zipper, and then there's another button. Do you know what I mean? On dress pants.
yeah. Well, I think for women, the problem is that they make everything so tight, and so like you fucking sneeze and it'll tear right through your shit, and you
Why
like
not put a little spandex in the material? I still
that's what I
understand.
would do. A little spandex, make it a little tighter, a little tight, stretchy.
Yeah,
Um,
might give it a little shimmer.
hmm And but what else was I gonna say? There's yeah, they're like I think they make them also like like race cars. Like they just want to make everything as lightweight as possible. So it's maybe more aerodynamic for turning or whatever, but it's just like it falls apart essentially. So I don't know. I think they're taking liberties on the quality to get these celebrities looking like displays, you know what I mean? But it's almost like fast food commercials. They use like fake burgers and shit for like the stuff that they use.
Really?
Like yeah, like that. Like when you look at a McDonald's commercial, Taco Bell, all that stuff where they show the actual food. That's not like the actual food. They don't bring in like their best chef to make it look as presentable as possible.
It's
They use like
cake.
plastic. Yeah. It's cake. No way. But it's the same thing. So I think it's these dresses. They're made to look like $1 million. And maybe once they hit production for everybody else, they use better, I was going to say ingredients. Now I'm thinking about fucking cake. Better materials. I like to spice things up in the bedroom the best way I know how, people. By trying funny designs in my pubic hair, you know? Like if you look right now, I have Garfield. And let me tell you, he hates Mondays. Now, normally these trim jobs could be filled with nicks and cuts, which is very dangerous for my boys down below. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after using Manscaped, I can finally say I have caught the spring fever. Because, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the season's champ, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, baby. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Their 5th generation trimmer features 2 interchangeable next generation skin safe blade heads. A standard one for taking a little off the top, and a new 4 blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires, which is typically your balls. It also features dual LED spotlights to guide you through the darkest winter debris. Navigate with confidence in your delicate areas, baby. And you hate making a mess? Well, don't you worry, because this bad boy is waterproof. Shave in the shower, in the bath, or in the ocean, wherever your heart desires. But don't do it on a public beach because you will get arrested. Now, I love this thing because it comes with a compact case. I take it with me everywhere I go, and I go lots of places, so it's got to come on the go. And spring cleaning doesn't just apply to the nether regions. Get the full grooming experience with Manscaped's signature Beard Hedger Pro Kit, plus the handyman electric face shaver. Whether you're looking to craft your signature look or clean up that neckline, these are always the right tools for the job. Now, you can get 20% off and free shipping right now with the promo code FRATCHAT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the promo code FRATCHAT at manscaped.com. Nothing like a little springtime cleaning in your pants with Manscaped. But, there's a reason why these all keep breaking. So, just saying. I feel like they're going cheap or too tight. And hello, Finger Puppet.
Yeah.
He's back.
Well, what's first on your list? What do you have?
First on my list. I'm going to go with one that... Actually, it's also pretty recent. I'm going to start us off recent too. I'm going to go last year, 2023. And this is the one and only Heidi Klum, who, boy, I love. And she was at the premiere of La Passion de Dodine Bouffant during the 2023 Cannes Film Festival. And she had this dress that, it was like this yellow dress. That these like big wing.
Oh, I remember this.
Almost honestly like your Halloween costume that one year.
It was a butterfly.
You were like a gay butterfly.
Yeah. I don't know if I was
it's almost like that, but yellow.
A butterfly, but whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty.
The sparkles gotta give it away.
I can't fit in that garment anymore. Thanks for bringing that up. Okay, so what was happening?
Too healthy for that garment. So she's wearing this yellow dress thing, which I'm not gonna lie, she looked phenomenal in. It was like a cross strap thing with some boobage and a nice slit in the leg, so she could show the assets, the legs and the boobies. And however, she did not notice, amidst her flailing all this shit, that her dress readjusted here. Bloop, and her nipple just was right on out.
Her nipple slipped out.
The nip was out. And it was out for a good amount of time because she had no idea that it was out. You know, it was to be fair, the dress made it. It was probably like on like a sticky or something that kind of like moved over. So that would have been a tough one to notice.
I guarantee she gave 2 shits too. Because when you come from runway modeling, there's so many nip slips. There's so many garments where your nipples are basically exposed in like mesh. And so
Totally.
I'm sure she's been desensitized to nip slips for a long time. But it's shocking to
Totally.
the audience, people who are watching, like, oh my God, oh my God. But she's probably like, whatever. I'm a supermodel. I look amazing.
Well, the funny thing is, that's exactly what happened. When
Oh,
she
yeah.
did notice, people were expecting her to be like, ah, but she was literally like totally unfazed. Just put her titty away and kept on posing. And that's a professional.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
just tell you. That's a lady that knows what she's doing on the catwalk / red carpet. So Heidi Klum, we salute you here at the Frat Chat Podcast, and you
We
can wear that
salute you
dress
and that
anytime.
innocent little titty.
It
Well,
was definitely innocent, but I don't know about little. Those things were, good Lord.
she had a lot of babies. I wonder if she's had any nips and tucks. Who knows? Okay, so next on my list, do you know who Hayden Panettiere is?
Do I ever? I actually, back in my PR days, had an event with her. So, fun fact.
Well, she like rose to fame with that show Heroes.
Actually, remember her and Remember the Titans? She was a little girl.
Was she?
The little girl with the coach's daughter, I think it
She
was. She was like
was in
super
that.
opinionated and knew football like real well. She
She
she was like one of the
was in
best roles in
that.
that movie. That's what I remember her from.
She was
And then
also on
Heroes,
Raising
Nashville,
Helen.
Raising Helen. And
She's
she,
very talented.
oh god, and
She's a
she
beautiful
did
girl.
Bring It On like 4, I think.
Oh, maybe.
She did one of them. She did one of the sequels that was straight to DVD or straight to VHS, which is even worse.
I think she might have been in a show called Nashville.
Yep, she was in Nashville, but
She's
not
super
all the
talented,
way
very
through.
pretty,
Yeah, she's
and
gorgeous.
she was at the Critics' Choice Awards, um, in let's see, I think 2016, and she didn't want her, um, I think that she wore something very revealing, and she got a lot of bad publicity about it. So I think like a few years later at the Golden Globes, she had nipple tape to
Oh,
secure her tits, but you could see the nipple tape through the garment. And so to me, I just think that's so trashy looking. I'd rather
yeah,
see
you
a nip
gotta.
than nipple tape.
I agree. Like Heidi Klum's nip slip, no problem. But if you see a tape, that just looks weird. It's
It's
like,
like if you want it to look like it was made for you. You don't want to look like
totally.
you're taped into it. That's like having long luscious hair, but then have a very visible lace front, hanging out of your wig.
Yeah, or like or you can see an extension clip or something. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'm with you. I might as well. You might as well. It's like men's suits. A good suit is tailored to you. You know what I mean? Like you can buy someone's hand me down, whatever, and it might fit you pretty decent or something from a store. But the best suit is something that's completely, they take your fucking measurements, they tailor that shit to your body. It'll fit good. I feel like some of these celeb dresses are just like you got to fit into the designer so bad that it's not something that's form fitting to you per se. And she has a very particular body because she's like curvy but petite too. So it's like, she doesn't have huge boobs, which makes it a little tough sometimes. But she does, she's curvy. She's not like big, just curvy. So I imagine dresses might be a tough fit, but it's like, dude, just get that shit custom made, baby. Make that for you. You're rich.
I learned from a long time ago, whenever I went to an event, that I had to take like a Polaroid picture of my garment before I left the house, just to see if it was see through under the lights. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's smart, dude. I never thought about
Because
that.
when you're in a dressing room or you're in your own personal bedroom, whatever it looks like in the fluorescent cheap lighting in your bedroom is be very different than what it looks like when there's cameras flashing. And so I think this is a big miss of hers. The part of me
Yeah.
is like, damn, Hayden, where's your gay friend? Do you don't have any gay friends? Are you one of those Southern conservative type that don't like gay people? Because you could benefit from a gay friend.
Well, to be fair, her character in Bring It On 3 had a gay friend, so, I got to give her the benefit of the doubt.
But then when the cameras weren't rolling, she was probably like, "Don't touch me."
Ew, get off me, queer. So just throws scalding coffee in his face for no reason. Hayden, why? I said, step away from my shoes.
Take that, heathen. Do you know what
And
God
cut.
doesn't like?
Finally, I hate you.
Speaking of God, my husband's at church right now. He's trying a new church.
God.
And I have to tell you, it's such a source of contention for me because I just feel like for gay people and religious services, you gotta be really choosy. You can't just go to a random church that's down the street from you because it's convenient. You have to make sure you pick one that's safe, because when they start preaching about homosexuality, then you realize that proximity is no longer important. You know what I mean?
At least he's doing it in New York, which is pretty open-minded.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would not recommend if you guys lived like in the South. I don't know. But I agree. At least Pope Francis is being like, hey, be cool to the gays. But at the same time, they still won't just be like, hey, it's cool to be gay. They just treat you guys like it's like a whole different like subclass of people.
How many dicks do you think Pope Francis has had in his mouth? He's like, look, gays are cool.
Yeah. All in the closet though. I feel like there's got to be some experiences there. But that's just me. I don't know, man. It would be really hard for me to go to church as a gay guy if I was gay, just because I'd be like, they don't want me here. You know what I mean? It's like me as a foreigner, Hispanic, going to a Trump rally. Like, they don't want me here. They are actively, I am the subject matter that they're speaking against in this rally. Like, it would be very weird for me to just be there like, yeah, fuck them Spaniards. They're ruining our country. You know what I mean? Like, it would be very strange.
Our jobs?
Yeah, that's right. It's like, I'm out here taking germs. And I got a pretty good tax bracket this year. So how do you feel about that? Yeah, boo me. Yeah. So I don't know. It just would feel, I would feel out of place. And I don't really go to church that often myself, just because I just, like, it's hard for me to separate the message of what actually Jesus, quote unquote, stood for, which is good stuff, love thy neighbor and shit, be nice to each other, with the stuff like the actual Catholic Church has done in real life. You know what I mean? And like, when I see that the church can spend $400 fucking million in a Super Bowl ad about Jesus washing feet, but they don't fucking use that money to actually help people when there's natural disasters and shit like that going on. I'm like, maybe as an organization, they have it for themselves. So it's tough for me. That's, I'd like to like be like more religious and shit. I do think there's power in it, and whatever you believe, whether it's Christianity, if you're Muslim, Jewish, whatever, every religion essentially teaches you to be a good person. That's pretty much it. Just be good, and you're good. But I don't know. Anyways, I don't know how we got in here. Let's get back to some more titties.
God likes titties.
That's right.
Ask Mary Magdalene. He loved her titties.
Mm-hmm. And we just did Hayden, right, Panettiere?
Yes.
Cool. Who's next time, Hayden? Just don't wear the tape. We won't mind. Just saying. Anyways, up next, I'm gonna go with the one that I'm between the two, but yeah, fuck it. Let's just go there. This one takes to Heidi Klum debacle, and I'm trying to look for a kosher way to say this, a PC way to say this, but I don't think there is one. So it goes from nipple to whole titty out, baby, because we're talking Tara Reid in
Yes.
2004 on the red carpet. And she's out there. She has this top that is not necessarily low cut, but it's one of those like wraparound things like that. And she's also wearing this like fuzzy thing on top that she's like playing around with. Like so she's taking little poses like that. And then all of a sudden she takes off the fuzzy thing and she doesn't realize that I guess it like moved her dress over. And literally her whole titty pops out of this dress. Not nipple like Heidi Klum, the whole fucking titty
And
was out.
let's just make it clear that this was a birthday celebration for Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Oh
He
no.
turned 35, and not one person in the media talked about his birthday. No one talked about him or why they were there. It was all about her titty.
Tara Reid's titty.
This is huge in the tabloids.
And no, you're seeing her in the fucking thing as she's walking, because there's a video of this, so you can Google it. And as she's, taking the normal pictures, there's a lot of flashes going off of paparazzi. But when that titty popped out, it was like, the world almost exploded with the amount of flashes that went off.
Do you think she was on something? How do you not feel the wind on your titty?
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe she had fake titties. I don't know, but it's like, at least with Heidi Klum, I get how she wouldn't feel it because it's like a thing that's pressed on her nipples. So if it's moves over and half your nipples out, you would still feel the dress on your nipples. So you're like, oh, it's there. You kind of just trust it. But this is the whole titty is out. Like I would be a little cold, I would feel.
If I lean forward
it's out.
and there is just like a centimeter of skin exposed my lower back, I feel it
Yes.
instantly.
Same.
And I readjust instantly.
Or when your pants like start falling off and your ass crack is out like a plumber, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah, I know that.
You feel that. There's like a certain, it's not the pants that you're feeling. It's like there's like a certain like exposure to the elements that you're not used to feeling in those areas. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, that feels weird. My ass crack is filling air. That's not supposed to happen. So I feel so bad too, though, because this is 2004 Tara Reid, which is at her peak, at her hottest, when like everybody wanted her. So I'm not gonna lie, at 2004, I was like 14, 15 years old. So like I wanted to see that titty. So I know for a fact I Googled it,
Yeah.
or asked Jeeves it. I don't know what I was using back then, but I found access to that titty, which makes it worse because you're then exacerbating the problem. So I'm sorry, Tara Reid. I was a teenage boy because I was born in 88. So how old was I, man? 98, I would have been 10. I would have been 16 in 2004. So that's like prime horn dog teenage years.
Yeah.
And the world wanted to see that
16, I was probably in my 30s.
That's 40. Right. And Simo's gay, and even he wanted to see that titty. You know what I mean? The world wanted to see
a good pair of knockers.
So this is the whole world wanted to see these things, and I mean it's also not cool because she's a young girl, already going through probably a tough time with having cameras and shit all over you. So I don't know. But let me see, how old was she? 2004, Tara Reid age.
She looks 40.
Ugh. She was 29 in 2004.
She did not age well.
Yeah. And she had... The thing with her is that she was so naturally beautiful, but of course comes Hollywood, and then you got to get all the work done to fit whatever the fuck it is that you're trying to look like. And if she hadn't just left herself alone, she would have been fine. But she had this famous tummy tuck gone wrong in like 2006, I think it was, or 2007, where they
Like a
just
botched lipo or
completely,
something?
yeah, it was, yeah, lipo. That's what it was. They botched it,
It's
and
like lumpy.
yeah, and it hurts. Her fucking skin was it just never looked the same, and then she got really skinny to try to combat it, but like it really just didn't, do anything. So you can tell that she went for the optics, and once surgery fucked it all up, who knows what else led to it. But you got to be healthy, people. Just do it the old and the fashioned way, as
She
much as
was
you
on that
can.
show, Special Forces, and she was a train wreck. I thought
Yeah,
whoever put her up to this really
I
shouldn't have
know,
told her
man.
this.
It's like fuck. Like, was her agent like hurting for a paycheck or something like that? Because it's like I know that she's set with the American Pie money. She has no reason uh, to be doing this show. It's like I know you want to challenge yourself, but fuck, man, that was tough to watch for her.
Yeah.
She just couldn't do anything, and like she couldn't hold the goddamn bag. Like, come on,
Meaning like the backpack. Everyone had the same
yeah.
backpack and she couldn't handle it.
And
And
like you
those
gotta fucking
moments,
carry those things
even the
around
beginning, I'm
doing
like,
everything.
just give up. Please just give up.
I know. I felt like really bad watching her, and like, because it just made me feel bad watching her like getting hurt. Essentially, like I don't want to see this person getting hurt. It was like, just quit, please. It was like the movies, just quit, just stay down, stay down, Rudy.
And then people were like, she was like, people don't think I'm strong, and I'm here to tell them that I am. And I'm thinking to myself, who are you kidding? No, you're not. No, it's okay. You're not
I know.
strong.
You can be mentally strong, you're just not physically strong. You know, like I get it. It sucks. Can't be both. Not everybody can be both. You know what I mean? Like Simo can lift a lot of weights in the gym, and look at him. He's sitting there with a fucking teddy bear in his lap while we record this podcast.
So
You
I
can't
love
have
him.
both.
His name is Ron Jr. He knows how to beat the back and work the middle like a champ though.
That's right. Good thing he actually washed that thing before he used it, because it's usually a brown bear, and now we know what its actual color is.
It's really a brown bear. Yeah. Well, next on my list is there's been a lot of instances with Kim Kardashian, but this particular one I thought was just goofy because you knew it was going to happen. So at the 2023 Met Gala, she wore this the gown is designer. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Shia Pirelli.
Yeah, that
Shia
sounds
Pirelli
right.
gown.
Schiaparelli.
And it has like multiple strands of pearls, this beaded gown, and lots. I mean, it's tacky as hell. But uh when she got out of the car, she accidentally tripped over the gown, breaking one of the strings, and the pearls went everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, she handled it well, but the pearls went fucking everywhere. And I thought to myself, like, what did you think was gonna happen? Come
Yeah,
on.
that's a risky dress to wear too. It's like, I mean, it's not necessarily like it does. It shows a lot of skin, but it doesn't. She is very well covered up by it, but it is a fuck ton. Like, how do you take a piss with that? Like, how do you go to the bathroom?
Who knows?
Do
It's
you
gotta
like,
be heavy too.
do
If
you,
they were
yeah, she
real
has to hold
pearls,
the
that shit's
pearls
heavy.
there. And like, do you like lift the pearls over you while you're like taking a shit? Like,
But having a bunch of random random strands and beads at your feet just ruins the whole idea of the dress. It was a piece of
I
art.
would feel
Now it's a
like
broken dress.
clunky, like get off me, like like it's like if you ran into one of those like pearl curtains that people have back in the 90s, it's like get off. I don't
Those
know.
beaded curtains, I remember those.
Yeah, those were a thing. People Google them. But we definitely just aged our shit out of ourselves. But
Yeah.
those were a thing.
You, not me.
That's right. This is all my fault. Simo's over there with his bear looking 12.
I don't care. I should put my hair in pigtails while we're sitting here.
Oh, God, no. This is not the Jared Fogle hour, okay?
The Jared Fogle hour. I'm dead.
The sad thing
He used to
is,
be an American gem, and now he's in
I
jail
know.
getting his
Now he's
ass
literally
torn up.
from American Gem to putting out butt pearls.
Yep.
In jail.
And pearl necklaces.
God, the sad thing is that I hate this dress, but she's really doing it for me, man. She looks hot. I'm like, damn, Kim. I like hate that I'm attracted to her because, you know, it's like half of it isn't real, probably. It's like Santa's Village. Half of it, you know, you can't believe in anything you see. So,
The Met Gala is you're supposed to dress like a weirdo. So I mean,
yeah,
she got the assignment. I get it.
That's true. That's true. They would definitely like you got to go dress like a pineapple or some shit, or else you're not in. So I mean, it's fair. And she looked good. Her form looked good, but I would feel so weird in that fucking weird ass dress. But anyways, up next, I'm gonna take you guys to November of 2006. And now at this point, a young Carlos Garcia is starting his freshman year of college in Thanksgiving break of it. And this is around the time where a certain someone decided to make our list because it's Britney, bitch.
Yes.
And then November 2006, it was her I'm gonna get shit face period with Paris Hilton, but it was before the crazy shaved head period that got her to get her kids taken it on the whole, you know, conservator thing.
Mm-hmm.
Britney Spears is at this point trying to test the media, in my opinion, to get attention, and she's getting out of this car with a young Paris Hilton, and she basically gets out doing a very similar pose to what is that movie? Fatal Attraction, I think it was. Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone, like cross film. It's bad that that's the Google thing. Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct, yes.
When she's sitting there like, oh, hello, boys. That's kind of how Britney Spears got out of that limo. And here's the thing. 2 days before this particular incident, she had gotten out of her limo, and you know, the paparazzi was beaming because they got her a shot of her dress, and she was wearing underwear, and they got her underwear. Well, fast forward 2 days, she gets out of a limo, now more exaggeratedly, and this time, though, ladies and gents, she wasn't wearing anything under the skirt. So you got to see Britney Spears' third eye. The eye of Sauron. The ring will be mine, Frodo. It was not good. It was not good. And it became, I mean, I guess you can call it a viral moment, even though the internet was out, but it wasn't as big as it was. But it was on tabloids. It was on fucking everywhere. Like, Britney has lost her mind. She is rebellious. Ah, she did that on purpose. And I'm like,
and she's like, y'all, my labia just fell out. My vagina just fell out, though. No big deal.
It's my bad. Yeah, I like to think that it was just an accident, but at the same time, it does kind of seem like she meant to do it. if you were to ask me. But then again, I wasn't really looking at her eyes to say intention when that picture came out. You know what I mean? So I was like, wait a minute, what does it look like that? That's kind of how I could do. I think at this point she had been dating Kevin Federline, so I just like to blame him for
Ew.
everything.
Talk about getting healthy. Ooh. He was on Celebrity Fit Club.
He was. How's he looking these days? Did he lose the weight?
Let's
Kevin
see. Because I think
Federline.
wasn't he trying to do like a rap career at one point?
He sure was.
Let's see.
He
Kevin
doesn't look terrible. He wears a lot of sweaters.
Federline now. Oof.
He looks better than he did before. I will say that.
Yikes.
Oh God, and their son looks just like him though. Ugh.
We're looking at TMZ.
Yep. The answer to everything. Yeah, he's looking better. Good for you, K-Fed, because he had gotten wonky. But he had all that money after he left. Him and Brittany got divorced, and just enough fame. Where, to be fair, I don't blame him for getting fat, but it's like, come on, I mean, healthy.
He like blew up overnight, and so did that Kardashian brother. What's his name? Rob Kardashian.
Yeah, Rob got huge.
Oh, so sad.
Mm-hmm. But with that, you can also tout the lifestyle too. I don't know how many. I don't know. I don't know what homies were getting into, but something telling me it was a little couple of uppers.
Yeah.
If you do things like coke, cigarettes, and shit like that, all these things that stimulate your metabolism in certain ways, when you stop doing them, people get fat all the time. Like you look at the guys in Poison, the '80s band. I remember watching their like Behind the Music, Poison, and the lead singer, when he he was either the lead singer or the guitarist, when they quit cocaine, they were like in their mansion, stuck for like months because they got so fat that they were just like ashamed that people would see them. But it was just because the cocaine wasn't fucking keeping them skinny anymore, and they actually had to like, work out. And so it
cocaine
takes a
chicks
while.
are so 90s.
Yeah, right. But the cocaine diet was a real thing back in the Hollywood / entertainment world before people. So, if you usually see a celeb that really lets some stuff go, that was a partier, because obviously people just let themselves go for stupid reasons. I gained weight during COVID. It's usually coke related though.
I hope this next celebrity never touches it because I'm a big fan. It's not because his pants fell during a performance on SNL. It's just because I think he's a great role model for young gay people. This is Lil Nas X. In 2021, he had his crotch exposed as he dropped like it was hot on a stripper pole. This is when he was performing the song Montero, Call Me By Your Name on SNL. He had leather pants and they tore by his upper thigh. And then he went on Twitter and he said, "Not my pants ripped on live TV. Oh my fucking God, no." And then he also tweeted that he wanted to do his pole routine so bad, that's what he gets. But the show went on as he finished out the song while trying to keep his pants intact. So he was a complete pro about it. But everything that we're discussing is easy for you to Google these videos.
Yeah, they're all there. Now with Little Nas X, I will say that's the difference between pleather and real leather. Not that you should bring back the leather industry, because I totally get why it's phased out. But real leather actually like expands because it's skin, which is fucked up. But pleather is plastic, so you do one wrong move and the whole pant is just going flat, and that's what happened to him. He had basically just had like shoulder pad sleeves on essentially and tight pleather pants, and as soon as he dropped it, and it's not like he's like a big guy or anything, that it was just very skin tight and just plat. And I will say he really played it well. He was like covering up a little bit, but even though he kind of like made like a goofy face to kind of show that there's something going on, given the subject matter that it's him in a fucking stripper pole with like 15 guy shirtless dancers dancing with him, it kind of fit the theme of the song anyways. So you could have fooled me that it wasn't part of it. You know what I mean? But obviously his reaction for a second. It made it show that, hey, this is a goof. But he killed that. He racked that performance. And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's when you're performing live on SNL, there's a lot of eyes on you. It's not just the live crowd. This is on TV, and this is gonna stay on the fucking Peacock app that people will watch for years on later. It's a lot of pressure. So good for him for handling it. And I think he was like 22 years old. So
yeah,
I don't think I could have handled that at 22. I would have been like, and ran backstage. Like, fix me.
Worse. You could be who's the little girl that did the hoedown?
Oh, Ashley Simpson.
I mean, nothing's worse than that. Oh, I don't know.
That will always forever be the worst SNL performance of all time. Like nothing could ever be worse than that, right? Like, what can you do? Maybe even Nilly had get caught in SNL instead of on their own live show. Okay, I got one.
Rain. Yeah.
I got one for you that is taking the little Nas X thing and going a little further with it. In the world of WWE, brother, yeah. Gay. Because this guy called AJ Styles, great pro wrestler, had a similar situation to Little Nas X happen where his tights tore. But here's the thing. It happened during the middle of like a table spot where he jumped off the ring, threw a guy who was laying on a table, and the table broke. And then the wood from the table like basically tore his tights, but rather than on the front, it was on the back end. And it literally made a hole probably like that big from like the middle of his ass crack down to like the end of it. But this is live TV. The show must go on. They're pretending that they're fighting out there. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just stop the match for this guy to change his pants. So they got to keep fucking going. And of course, as the match is going on, the tear is getting worse. And you're seeing as they're having to like try to cut around it. So like they have a bunch of cameras going on at the same time. As
I'm looking at it online and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, so they're like trying to cut around it. So they don't show this dude's ass crack and his asshole on a pay-per-view that's mainly predominantly for children these days, or in those days, it was a PG audience pay-per-view. So them trying to awkwardly cut away from it, the announcers trying to explain this is going on, and also knowing that Vince McMahon was backstage flipping out, like, oh my God, get his asshole away from the screen. Just makes it
like,
perfect.
The only person looks at that asshole and touches it is me.
Is me. I'm going to take a shit on my assistant now. I'm so mad. And that's how it started. But God, yeah. I can't imagine having to keep wrestling and doing what I'm doing and stay in character while literally my asshole's hanging out. And AJ, why didn't you wear underwear, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Because you don't want panty lines. It's spandex. I get
That's true, but it's like, come on, man. You could have been much better off if you were wearing something under there. Like, God damn.
Maybe he had a thong on. Maybe you just don't know.
Oh, God, maybe.
Why do I say, oh, God? I wear thongs all the time. They're comfortable.
Yeah. And, yeah. Exactly.
Well, I have one left, and this one's my favorite one. One of my favorite people. His name is Lenny Kravitz.
Oh.
And in 2015, he was performing in Stockholm, Sweden, and when he went down low, his leather pants tore, and his big dick fell out. And I was the happiest I could have ever been. In an interview afterwards, he was like, I didn't rip my pants. My pants were ripped. It wasn't on purpose. And he's like, and quite frankly, it was chilly. So had I known that was going to happen, I would have warmed it up first. So
that wait. So you're saying that he's saying that's just soft Lenny Kravitz. That's cold Lenny Kravitz. That's not the Lenny Kravitz to be judged by. He
Yes, and it was a nice
and it's
size.
still massive.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, ladies, it's me. I like how modest he is. Right? Ladies, I know it looked huge, but it's really like 10 times bigger than that, which is really cold.
Yeah. I
But
know,
anyways,
Lakeisha, let me
let me
tell you,
rock this
it
guitar
will
solo.
wreck your day.
That's It'll make you say, I want to get away. I want to fly. It'll make you say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, baby. But seriously, that song rocks. Lenny, you're the man. He just got his star in Hollywood, actually, very recently. So shout out to him, too.
Who, Lenny Kravitz? And what?
Yep. Yeah, it's about time, right? But his daughter, Zoe, did a cool speech for him. Where she basically talked about how so many people had seen her dad naked. It doesn't even bother her anymore. So, even it's in the family at this point. That's which is kind of weird if you think about it. It's like, knowing that your dad's like a sex icon, it has to like take the coolest person ever to just accept it and be like, yeah, that's cool.
Well,
My dad
she's an
bangs.
icon too.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. She's fantastic. I mean, then maybe that also helps. You're just a family of fucking icons, like, because she's killing it too. So you got a point there.
Well, the last one on your list is probably the most important one.
Oh yes, this is the one where literally the term wardrobe malfunction was originated from. Because this is how they're trying to explain this away. And of course, I'm talking about, say, hey, don't talk about my little sister, man. Michael, what are you doing? It's me. I'm back, baby. It's my sister, okay? Don't you talk about her. I'll slap you, okay? But of course, in dance, because I don't like to fight. Unless it's dance fighting. Are you ready to fight? Because I'll kick your ass. Bring it, Simo. You talk about my sister. I'll dance, fight you all day. Okay, Michael, you're getting a little too pushy. It was a wardrobe malfunction. Okay, we get it. You gotta relax. Relax.
Was Michael Jackson alive for that or no?
Yeah, he was alive. He died in like 2011, 2010. And this happened in 2004 during Super Bowl XXV. So 38. Super Bowl 38. You gotta think about that.
You know what? And then after this, there were the Super Bowl, I guess, like events or like department was like, we can't have anything else crazy happen. We need to tone it down. So let's invite Paul McCartney to bore everyone and have a total snooze fest the next year.
And they started doing the 2-second delay after this special moment. This is 2004 when Janet Jackson is out there doing her halftime Super Bowl show. She's doing her little moves or whatever, wearing this like sexy leather black outfit. And all of a sudden, Justin Timberlake comes out like, and he's doing his little dancing. And all of a sudden, they do this thing where he literally like just pulls on the thing and then her titty comes out. But it's wearing like a pasty thing, like a little red flower pasty. And he's like looking at the titty. She's making like a face like, oh yeah, at the camera. And then the world froze for like.
Was that planned?
Well, here's the thing. The world freezes, and this becomes like the biggest like fucking controversy in US in America for weeks. Like fucking weeks. And I think
she got blamed as the woman, but he exposed her.
But he pulled the titty out. But he pulled that titty out, Your Honor.
He did.
He knew what he was doing. But here's the thing. Janet's team, Janet herself, went on to blame the whole thing as explaining it away as a wardrobe malfunction. It wasn't supposed to. The dress was supposed to cave in. My titty was not supposed to be out. But under that black top that she was wearing, when the titty did come out, she didn't have tape. It was a flower pasty that was red, like bright red. Clearly that it meant to be seen. So I think it was just a spot that they thought the world would be like, whoa, he showed her titty, awesome. But, the fucking weird conservatives were like, oh my God, he showed her titty. What people think of the children? And it went that whole way instead. Because around the time where the Dixie Chicks got canceled, America was getting really cancelly during this time too.
Remember during the MTV Music Awards where Little Kim had this dress that had one of her tits exposed,
her titties was
on
out.
it, and Diana Ross touched it.
Yeah, she went like that, Mike. It was, well, imagine if like Janet under the top essentially had what Lil' Kim was wearing, but red. It was something like that. And a little smaller, but also Janet doesn't have Janet's boobs were very nice, but not as huge as Lil' Kim. So obviously the flower was a little smaller. But it was clearly something that took a designer to put on there, which means they wanted people to see it, But then, wardrobe malfunction.
And they're like, it was an accident. No,
total
bitch.
An accident. Explain it away, and people are like, And eventually, enough shit happens in Hollywood where people forgot about it. But it was for a while. Things got dicey over there for Janet's career. People are really trying to blow her up about it. And like you said, it led to them putting a bunch of old white guys for the next couple of years. And also, I think they're operating like a 2-second delay. So if Justin Timberlake were to pull Janet Jackson's titty out today, we would never even know it happened. We'd be like,
yep.
Titty out. It's all for the editor. All for Silas. So the world has changed drastically. The freedoms that we get from the press and the world, and what we get to, the entertainment that we get delivered right to our televisions, was directly impacted by one single titty. If that's not power,
well
people,
said.
I don't know what is. So that was our list, you guys, of the top 10 favorite, most famous, funniest, most revealing, wackiest celebrity wardrobe malfunctions. Oh, yeah. So let us know what you thought of our list. Give us a follow on all social channels at Frat Chat Podcast. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on YouTube. That's on Twitter/X. You can also give me a follow as well at Carlos Does the World. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on YouTube. That's on Reddit. The Carlos Does World on Twitter/X. And Carlos Does the World on TikTok as well. Sorry, I was forgetting about TikTok. And you can also give my buddy Simo here a follow as well at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram and TikTok, and C More Comedy on Twitter/X. Oh, yeah. So, Miss Mo, it's time to put those titties away. And won't you get us out of here?
I motion to adjourn this meeting.
A nice second so we can hit the gym so Simo stops looking so healthy.
I know.
All right, you guys. We'll be back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. See ya.
Meow, 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 meow.